You know, I have talked and written over the years and been ridiculed for it about the fact that this world has been infiltrated by a non-human force. You go and study the ancient cultures and the ancient accounts, many and various cultures around the world, as I have, and you'll find a common theme, that there is a non-human force manipulating human society. So, Susan Wojcicki, who is the head of YouTube, Sergey Brin and Larry Page, who are running Google, Mark Zuckerberg, who is running, God, what a joke he's running, Facebook. You are agents of fascism. You are facilitators of fascism, and we need to call these people out, because that's what they are. Then you've got people like George Soros, becomes immensely wealthy because he's a financier. Right? This is your business. Well, it used to be, you know all about it. How intelligent do you have to be to make vast amounts of money if you know when the market's going up and you know when the market's going down? Because those making it go up and making it go down are telling you don't have to be intelligent at all. So when all these stories come up about these rich and famous people being involved in satanic ritual and all this paedophilia and child abuse, they are literally still today sacrificing people, particularly children, to the gods. There's reasons I've explained in the books why they do it. And because go back far enough, and it was acceptable to do it in the open. So you had all these rituals that went on in the open, all these sacrifice rituals, and then as humanity got more mature, they weren't having that. So now it just goes on underground, which is why I've exposed so many people in my books for being involved in this, including the British royal family, by the way.
And Gates.
I would like to talk about Gates. When I look at Gates, and I would say to people, go and find some footage of Gates and look at his eyes. They have no life. His eyes are dead, and his eyes never smile. Every time I look at Gates, what goes through my head is biological AI, because there is no human energy about him. He's like an automaton, and his eyes are dead. There's no life, there's no light, there's no love in those eyes. Vast amounts of that wealth have to be spent on advancing the cult agenda in the name of philanthropy. This is why you get these heartless, psychopathic billionaires setting up foundations. So, I see a way out of this, but only if you stop acquiescing to these psychopaths and say we're not having it and we are going to live our lives as we choose and not as you tell us. We are love, that's what we are. Everything else is what we're programmed to perceive that we are, and that's the enslavement. That's why they want this closed, because once that opens, the world changes. And, you know, I just have this message for this cult. As I sit here, deleted, I've worked you out, and now I'm going to sort you out. Take a bit of time yet, but it's coming. I've come here to sort you out, and I will.